with a pogo stick. I've never heard of this franchise. Generic Controlman, that goes Moo here, back with another kill count reaction. Today we are starting the Leprechaun franchise with Leprechaun from 1993, and we'll also be doing Leprechaun 2 from 1994, back-to-back years. So I'm guessing the first one was a massive success. I have never heard of this franchise. A lot of people seem to be really excited about it based off the comment section of previous videos. I do read every single one of your comments, so leave some down below, even if you're a patron, whether you're subscribed or not, whether you're the first time here. I will read your comments if you leave one. You can check out my reaction to the last video I did, which is the Belko experiment and the Sunny Family Cult from Crypt TV. I'll leave my reaction to that right up there. Also, been linked down below in the description. Also in place on my channel with all of my other kill count reactions going in chronological order. So I think we're gonna do like Leprechaun for like the next 2 or 3 weeks. I want to say after this week, because we're going to do the entire franchise. That's why we did the Belko experiment and the Sunny Family Cult, so it wouldn't interrupt the Leprechaun experience. Also, this video might actually, I might make like a super long version covering the entire Leprechaun series once I'm done with the final movie. I think there's 7 of them, so this will probably be the intro for that. So if this is like a really long video, like after I've already posted the 7th one, there might just be like a super long version where I cut out the intro of all the other ones, just kind of like splice them all together. So I'll probably wear different shirts at some point, but it'll be like 7, or not 7 different videos, but like 3 or 4 different videos, and then I might just splice them all together and make one super long one, because those seem to do really well on YouTube. But shout out to the patrons. I would not be able to do this if it was not for them. $30 a month, get you all my reaction videos a day early. I completely against paywalls, and I'm here to make you smile, not make you pay. But like I said, do read all the comments, whether Patreon, not whether subscribed or not. We just hit 95,000 subscribers, so we are 5,000 away from 100,000. And Leprechaun is apparently going to be a bad movie that is good or something like that. I don't know, but let's go ahead and jump on into it. All right, and I think some of these I think are age restricted. Also, if anything's ever blurred, it's because of copyright.
We have the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James Davies, and it's time for us to start another franchise. So in honor of tomorrow,
I've never heard of this
Day, we're looking
franchise.
at Leprechaun, released in 1993, and
I was born in
the
'97.
Leprechaun series that contains 7, yes, 7
I'm gonna do all of them.
In the weeks that follow, we'll watch the titular Leprechaun as he hunts down everyone who dares to steal his pot of gold. His adventures will take him to Las Vegas, Compton, and even outer space, which are all just different backdrops for the same small bag of tricks he has, which include nebulous magical powers and a penchant for spitting out one-liners so bad that Fred Krueger wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot finger knife.
Let that be a lesson to you, lad. Always wear a prophylactic.
I need to let you know right off the bat that
accent.
these movies are awful. None of them are great, and only a couple are halfway decent. And as awesome as Warwick Davis is, the Leprechaun himself fucking sucks. He's mean and nasty and hardly ever actually funny.
So what is his purpose exactly?
Are plagued by real low budgets, awful screenwriting, and some of the most
But they made
horrendous
7 of
acting
them.
I've ever seen. And I know that you might be asking, why do them then? Why not do a series more
because they have a cult following,
like Halloween or Saw? Well, because y'all, the
Saw
show's about the horror
next,
genre
right?
as a whole, and we've got to look at everything: the good, the bad, and in the case of Leprechaun, the ugly. Maybe we'll get lucky and at least have some decent kills to watch. Let's find out and get to them.
I just went and saw Deadpool Wolverine. Is Wolverine usually like that in movies? I've never seen a Wolverine movie or an X-Men movie.
Who else seen the Leprechaun? Say yeah! In a voiceover, Lep says
So
that
I've
everyone
missed
who
every
steals his
reference.
gold gonna die. So that's probably not good news for Dan O'Grady, because I don't think he earned the money for that limousine at his 9-to-5 job drinking Jameson. He's all decked out in a suit with pants that make him look like a backup
Jennifer
dancer for
Aniston,
MC
what?
Hammer, and he's telling his lady wife that they're rich now because of something he's found.
Gold.
Yep, gold!
That
That he says he
accent.
got from a leprechaun after catching him. Inside their house,
He
Mrs.
caught a
O'Grady
leprechaun.
hears a little boy voice coming from inside Dan's suitcase. It's singing Mary Had a Little Lamb and complaining about the cramped conditions in there.
I can't breathe. Please open the suitcase. I'm gonna suffocate.
But when she opens it, it's just a pissed off leprechaun yelling about his gold and pushing her down the stairs. The tumble breaks
the
Mrs.
husband
O'Grady's
didn't
neck and
warn
kills her,
her?
giving us our first kill
well.
here 5 minutes in. Between this and that scene in Hercules, I might just never help a little kid again. It's always a trap. Lep confronts Dan and asks him where his gold is, while also complimenting his late wife's brewing skills.
Your wife makes a fine pot of tea, Daddy me boy.
But Dan ain't playing around. He's got a 4-leaf clover, which is the active ingredient in Leprechaun. And show no, that Lepe going.
Why does a 4-leaf clover affect a leprechaun?
Give Dan's dead wife a shoulder massage and perform the worst ventriloquism show I've ever seen.
Give him the gold, Dan. He's a nice little leprechaun.
At least the
Dan
voice.
just shoots him with a gun. Okay, then puts his limp little leprechaun body in a big wooden crate, setting the clover on top as a sort of protection. He nails that boy up and gets ready to light a leprechaun bonfire, but the little green man apparently uses his powers to give Dan a stroke truck before he can set it off.
How can you do that?
10 years later, and cruising up to O'Grady's fine North Dakota home is J.D.
North
Redding
Dakota.
and his daughter Tori, played by a 22-year-old Jennifer Aniston in her first ever theatrical film role. Her character is the worst kind of cliche.
What?
It's going to be miserable here. There's no swimming pool, there's
high
no
maintenance.
shopping malls, there's no cable.
Yep, the spoiled rich California girl who just, oh my god, can't even. Like, what is this even?
That's Jennifer Aniston's first role in a movie.
1991,
That's
and she has
insane.
a cell phone. What? She bumps into this hunk Nathan and spills his paint thinner, but when she offers him money to replace it, he sticks it to her with a real condescending sense of small-town morality.
You knock over my can of paint thinner and then you offer me $20.
How about that?
Maybe you said you were sorry.
What? You want an apology instead of money? You can't buy groceries with sorries, dude.
That's
that
true.
wasn't belittling enough.
Well, I just think it's funny the way girls are always afraid of spiders and stuff, you know?
Wow, this dude's the worst. Even if he is rocking the muscly handyman Aladdin look. His challenge to Tori's bravery
crazy thing is
she
like
so she tells her dad to put her suitcase
really
back
looks
inside.
young.
And
Like,
maybe
it
while you're
doesn't
at
even
Pops,
look like
change that
Jennifer
outfit.
Aniston when I
You
think
look
of
like a
Jennifer
cowboy
Aniston.
who's worried about his upcoming hunting trip with Dick Cheney. Let's get some characters who aren't the absolute worst, like Nathan's precocious little brother Alex and his Lenny-like friend Ozzy. They're actually kind of enjoyable, even if Alex looks like a good guy doll come to life. Probably doesn't hurt that Ozzy's played by Mark Holton, aka Francis from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Their antics lead to Ozzy getting covered in blue paint,
That's
so he
what,
heads
Pee-wee
inside
Herman?
to get hosed down, where he hears a little kid voice singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
Wait, so Leprechaun's been in a box for 10
Follows
years?
the voice
and-
into the basement where the little boy voice begs Ozzy to let him out. And after knocking the clover off the top of the crate, Lep's free to punch out of the box and get straight back to Leppin', which
Also,
apparently means
apparently he has regeneration?
Well, it's good protein
Ew.
at least. Get them gains. Ozzy asks what he is, and Lep spells it out for him.
You
See
have to
that?
ask?
The buckles on me shoes? Why, I'm a leprechaun.
He wants to shine Ozzy's shoes, but first he needs his gold. The Ozman doesn't know what he's talking about, so he runs away, successfully escaping.
Wait, was that all of his
Leprechaun and
gold?
Weak-ass powers.
You only got away because me powers are weak.
Ozzy runs
Why is
outside
it
with
weak?
a fanciful proclamation about a leprechaun in the basement.
Yep.
And of course, nobody believes him, even though there's a rainbow up in the sky.
It's a magic rainbow.
Okay, Ozzy, even though there's a magic rainbow up in the sky. Ozzy runs off to see what's at the
Okay,
end of
well.
it, and Alex follows to wrangle him. But instead
Is
of
there
a
gonna be
pot of
gold?
gold, it's just a rusty old piece of shit truck. Wow, Lep, your powers
That's-
really are weak.
that's
But
probably where the
actually,
gold
turns
is.
out
Yep.
there really is a gold coin in the cab of the truck.
Just
and
one?
a whole bag of more behind the seat. Hot damn! To test
Oh.
if it's real, Ozzy bites down on one of
That's
them.
not how
then
you
he
test.
poofs up and swallows it, so now they're down a coin.
Nice going, Jaws.
But there's plenty of gold left. So much, in fact, that Alex gets excited about the possibilities of what they can do with it.
We can get you an operation to make you smart and fix your brain.
But I'm smart.
Oh my god, that's actually kind of heartbreaking. Besides
Oh,
Warwick
no.
Davis's enthusiastic performance, Alex and Ozzy are the only parts of this movie worth watching. Tori and Nate are bonding over paint and her quilt-style denim shorts when Lep crawls underneath the truck and starts
doesn't-
caressing Tori's leg.
That's
it's super
creepy.
fucking stupid, but she somehow thinks that it's Nate.
Nathan.
Yeah, Tori. Even though you just saw Nathan go the
Go the
other
other
way,
way.
he somehow doubled back, crawled under the truck, and is
He's a
lightly
magician.
brushing your ankle as a way to flirt with you. Man, I hate these characters so much.
I
She
really
sees that
hope,
it couldn't be him. She
videos
flips
have
out
copyright
and winds
issue.
up with a scratched
There was
ankle.
so much
Lep runs
copyright
off
issue
to
with
hide behind
Balco
a tree
experiment.
and make some kitty noises to
I
show
uploaded
Tori,
it
Nate,
for a
and
day
JD.
before
When
it's supposed to
JD
go to
thinks
the
the cat
patrons.
sounds hurt, he tries to
And
fish it
had
out
no
of the
issue.
tree
And then
stump,
an hour
only to get a
before it goes
nasty
to the
bite on
patrons,
his hand, courtesy of the
copyright
leprechaun.
blocks it.
They drive JD to the emergency room in town, so Alex and Ozzy take off to get their gold coin appraised at Collectibles Joe's Coins.
single
But
coin?
somehow Leprechaun knows what they're up to, so he steals
How?
a trike from the barn and rides his minty ass all the way into town, arriving at the exact same coin shop at the exact same time.
How did he
Collectibles
know?
Joe says the coin looks pretty valuable, but he'd like to keep it overnight to study it. After Alex and Ozzy leave, Def Lep appears out of the shop owner's safe to bite him in the leg and judge his business acumen.
Bad shop owner. Bad shop owner.
Because the shop owner had been in possession of one of his gold coins, Lep
He
decides
can
to
do
kill
what?
him with a pogo stick. Yep,
With a pogo
stick.
stick?
Accompanied by the leprechaun
That's
singing
unique.
a little ditty.
This old lep, he played one, he played pogo on his life.
Wait, why is Joe's face all bloody? Lep's just bouncing around on his chest. In any
And that's
case,
really
it kills
tough
him,
to do
giving the
with a pogo
leprechaun
stick.
another kill, as well as another pair of shoes to shine, because he's got a real compulsion to do that.
Why
it's almost as
does
strong
he
as his
shine a
compulsion to make
shoe?
shitty jokes.
He'll bounce back in no time.
Yeah, Lep's the kind of dude who's always DMing Freddy and Chucky and asking if they can hang. Lep comments that with one coin in his possession, he's got 99 more to find. Then he eyes a car
99
perfectly sized for his diminutive stature that he ends up driving down the road. Pretty fun, I guess, but no way that thing is street legal. So he
No.
ends up getting pulled over by a cop who just thinks Lep's a little kid in a mask, despite Lep claiming he's a 600-year-old leprechaun. Leprechaun scratches him in the face, which was originally
That's
the end
felony.
of the scene, but when the studio Trimark wanted to change this from a PG-13 comedy to a
To a-
gorier R-rated horror, they
That's
added this whole
crazy to
chase
go from
sequence through the
PG-13 to
woods, which is
R.
completely uninventive and goes on for way too goddamn long. It ends after Lep uses his magic to bounce all over the place before eventually appearing right on top of the cop's shoulders, where he breaks his neck to kill the poor guy. Let's check he's fully dead, Lep. Yep, looks pretty be dead. Good job, Nate. At a diner, Tori and Nate are having more culture.
Does he ever wear sleeves?
What I wanted was a watercress salad and an Evian water, but they don't have that.
An Evian
water? How much it sucks that her dad has to stay overnight
then?
in the hospital. That means no one's back at the O'Grady house.
I don't think I've ever had
Leprechaun
Evian
gets
water.
there and starts going all finders keepers on the place as he looks for his gold. But dude doesn't know how to keep his eye on the prize. He keeps getting distracted. First by a box of off-brand cereal called Lucky Clovers that apparently taste like shit. Yeah, no
Aren't
kidding.
they old? They're 10
Clovers are
years.
for pies, not breakfast cereal. And then by a collection of shoes that Lep just needs to polish, man. Dude's got a bigger shoe fetish than Jerry Brudos. What up, my hono? Gang gets back to the farmhouse and finds everything in disarray, except for the nicely polished shoes.
Well, it could have been a bear.
That's such
No, dude, it couldn't have.
a
Bears
bear
don't
that
shine
polished
shoes. Why is everyone in this movie so stupid? Ozzy tries to point out that, hey, that leprechaun he keeps talking about wanted to shine his shoes, but they're still not buying it, and they get to cleaning the place up with one more snide, condescending remark from Nate.
We know how to work one of these, right?
God, dude, fuck off! A little bell noise eventually lures Nate outside.
What is
where
that
he trips
paint
into
job?
a trap, prompting the leprechaun to run out and reveal himself and talk shit all up in Nate's face. But then Nate just beats the shit out of the little dude with a flashlight. Leprechaun sucks, man. The others run outside to find Lep biting Nate in the leg, and then they all take turns just kind of beating the old boyo with a sword.
Why is everybody just standing around him like,
what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Movie villain attack ever. Lep's such a little shit. Alex gets the shotgun,
but he seems
and Nate
immortal.
shoots Lep in the chest with it, giving them a minute to free Nate from the bear trap so he can just go ahead and shoot off blindly into a bush half a dozen times. What's up,
What?
man?
How do you not have visual?
Or something? With the phone line dead, the gang decides they need to take Nate into town to get help, but the truck won't start. Probably because there's a leprechaun in the hood. Or under
that
the hood,
would
sorry. He won't be
that
in
would
the
do
hood
it
for a few movies yet. He busts out the windshield and manages to
movie's
bite
coming up.
Ozzy's ear before Tori takes the cigarette lighter and burns Lep in the nose.
I remember
causing him
those
to
were a
run off
thing.
to the barn and retreat. He comes out again in another miniature vehicle. Where did this one come from? It looks like a fucking battle bot. He drives this little Lep
battle
mobile
bots
into
are
the
so
side of
sick.
the truck, somehow with enough force to flip it end over end. Lep chases the kids inside the house where they slam the door on his hand, cutting it off. But as we'll see, Lep is basically able to take unlimited amounts of damage, especially in the case of shotgun shells. So he just picks his hand up and runs away to reattach it off screen. Tori remembers that she has a strange alien device from the future.
My portable!
And uses it to call the police.
Where something's not a thing.
Where they're at and that they need help, but then the call cuts out.
The battery died.
Oh, you probably installed that new OS, huh? The sheriff of the town, who looks like he's got one foot in the grave and is racing through a pack of cigs to plant the other one just as deep, radios one of his officers to go check out the O'Grady place. But it turns out to be the cop that Lep killed, and now he's using his magic voice changer to ensure he won't have Johnny Law interfering with his hunt for gold. Tori patches everyone up.
What are the odds?
Continues to deny that it was a leprechaun out there. Ozzy lets slip that they found a bag of gold.
They're still not thinking it was a leprechaun?
So Tori pumps the shotgun and heads outside to fetch a pile of gold coins so they can return it to the leprechaun and he can stop being such a little shit to them. As soon as she gets it, Lep appears with some stunning special effects and takes the bag from her. What do you think, Lep? Does it pass the sniff test?
It smells like me gold.
I guess it does. Satisfied, he runs off to count his coins, surrounded by his collection of vehicles.
Is he
I think
fine?
Lep and Jay Leno would get along. He discovers that he's
Jay Leno's collection
the one in
is
Ozzy's
insane.
gut, so he attacks them, and we get the closest thing to Leprechaun versus Chucky we'll probably ever see. He plays Magic Peekaboo in the kitchen, disappearing and reappearing in different cabinets, like the little cat that he is, before he pops out of a drawer and sexually assaults Nate. Nate gets his revenge, though, when he answers one of Lep's shitty jokes with a hilariously blunt shotgun blast.
I'm right here. I ain't no Santa Claus.
Oh wow, I literally
sit
just
your
talked
ass
about
down,
that.
fool. But of course, he's still
different
alive and manages to run away from the gang, leading them to do some more exhausting leprechaun hunting. I don't mean it's tiring for the characters. I'm saying the audience is exhausted by now if they're still watching this movie. There's some fun and games on a skateboard for a minute before Nate winds up shooting Lep again.
How many skateboard in this house? They didn't have like kids in that house.
But of course, Lep is able to escape once more, and this time he taunts them by calling on the dead phone line and imitating his idol, Freddy Krueger.
Do you need a hand?
Oh, yeah, that is
Ozzy
a Freddy
says
thing.
that Old Man O'Grady might be able to shed some light on this leprechaun issue. So they decide to send Tori to the retirement home he's been in since his stroke 10 years ago.
Oh, he's still alive?
The leprechaun long enough for her to get away. They toss a ton of shoes at him, and Lep's libido just takes over, man. He can't help but fuck those shoes. His pursuit of them is put on pause long enough for Tori to get away in her Jeep, while the others head back inside. It doesn't keep him distracted for long enough, though, and in an attempt to make sure Leprechaun uses every single wheeled transportation option available, he follows Tori to the retirement home on a pair of fucking roller skates. She gets there and finds the front desk guard conveniently asleep, so she's able to sneak through this abandoned-looking retirement home and find Mr. O'Grady in
I bet it
room.
smells
Wait a
great.
minute, that's not Mr. O'Grady. It's a goddamn leprechaun. Oh shit! She runs away. And
Okay, how did he know where to find him?
The camera sped up to help him along. She manages to get into the elevator safely, and that's where Mr. O'Grady's body crashes through the ceiling. He tells Tori that a fresh four-leaf clover will do the trick for a little green friend.
Now you gotta go find one.
I don't know how his body happened to crash through the elevator ceiling.
That's
like
perfect
that
timing.
either, but whatever. Why bother trying to make her movie good now when there's only 15 minutes left. Tori heads back to the farmhouse and tries to find a 4-leaf clover, but Leprechaun shows up and gleefully chases her away.
Well, I like how he just lets her run away.
But then discovers the cop's corpse inside. That's bad. Lep shows up and she sticks him in the eye with a baton. That's good. But then he rips the door off the police car.
That's bad.
Can she go now? Sure, but not before she has to watch Lep rip the eye out of the cop's body to replace his own with. Well, hey, at least Lep's are made with interchangeable parts. Leprechaun gets shot for like the 27th time.
But he can like reattach his hand, but he can't
to the
like
Cloverfield to find their good luck charm. Tori manages to find one, and it's positively glowing with magic. When Lep attacks them again, he's able to run down Ozzy and slash his face a whole bunch with his shoe buckle. But Alice is here with a clover, a slingshot, and a precocious one-liner to save the day.
Fuck you, Lucky Charms.
The shot goes straight into Lep's mouth and stumbles back against the well, where we get to witness the best-looking effects of the movie, aside from the Leprechaun's makeup done by Gabe Bartalos. That shit's great, and he deserves a lot of credit for it.
Especially
Leprechaun
for
melts into
early
a
90s.
green mess, and some more crazy special effects take over to transition him into an even nastier-looking beat-up leprechaun puppet thing.
All because he ate a 4-leaf clover.
And releases its energy with a bunch of glowing green lights. But like I said earlier, Lep's a huge fan of Chucky, so he comes back to do the whole keep coming back thing.
I want me door out.
I always come back.
I've watched Chucky. I know Chucky. Chucky was in kill counts of mine. Leprechaun, you're no Chucky. And to prove it,
also apparently making a new Alien movie. Saw the trailer for that in
then
theaters.
Finishes the Leprechaun off with a match and a giant explosion. Yep, you've got an ancient magical demon force, and it's killed by some fire. Great. But Lep doesn't go on the count because some rhyming narration lets us know he considers this only a temporary setback.
I'll not rest till I have me gold.
Also, they really just blew it that well. They're making a new Alien movie, so my knowledge of the kill counts is like, whoa. Before I even knew it was Alien, I was like, wait, this might be Alien.
In the meantime, let's get to the numbers.
The bottle of Jameson's crazy.
Only 4 people died in Leprechaun, and half of them were neck snaps. What the fuck? Of the victims, 3 were men and only 1 was a woman, giving us a 75-25 gender split with more dead dudes. With a runtime of 91 minutes, that comes out to a kill on average every 22.75 minutes.
That's not a lot,
chainsaw for
but low budget.
To Joe. I don't like the bloody face thing, but killing a dude with a pogo stick is pretty creative.
Yes.
I'd wager it's the only kill most people even remember from this movie. Dull machete for Lane's kill will be Dan O'Grady. Even though the 2 neck snaps were lame, his random appearance through the elevator ceiling.
Dude, to have a death worse than that is crazy.
And that's it.
Like
Leprechaun was filmed in 1991 and released in 93. And despite it being worse than a real bad case of Shamrock Shake shits, it spawned 5 sequels and a remake. We'll look at the first sequel, Leprechaun 2, next week. But until then, I'm James.
Or in this video.
This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching my Kill Count for Leprechaun. Just in
also
time for the
Belko
Leprechaun Kill Count,
great.
we have a new pin. It's the Golden Chainsaw. Gold! I'm really excited over this one. It looks very cool. We got it done in a unique style that looks like antique gold. And it's the same logo that I use at the end of every Kill Count. So now you can be the coolest kill, if that's
the coolest.
Only $8 at deadmeatstore.com. Live today. I'll see you guys later. Be good people.
And come on. Okay. This one, I believe, is age restricted. It's Leprechaun 2, so if there's like something super gruesome, it might be blurred. Also, it could just be blurred just in general.
Today we're looking at Leprechaun 2, released in March of 1994, less than 6 months after they began production. This movie was rushed, and this movie was poor. Warwick Davis described the production as feeling more low budget than the first, so not a great sign. Despite lacking the necessary resources to be a real movie, Leprechaun 2 expands out from the original in pretty much every way. Instead of being confined to a North Dakota farmhouse, we're in the City of Angels, baby, and like tree houses and shit. Yeah, because Lep 2 also gets way more fantastical than the first, adding a backstory and more lore to the Leprechaun, even if it doesn't always make sense. Unfortunately, this movie wound up being an even bigger tire fire than the first one. The production limitations show in a big way, and it somehow has characters even more unlikable than bratty Jennifer Aniston and muscly handyman Aladdin. Warwick Davis is still giving it his all, and there are a bunch of great character actors and cameos, but their enthusiasm can only go so far. Maybe the kills will make up for everything else? I mean, probably not, but let's get to them anyway.
Let's see. Oh, man.
The movie begins in Ireland, once upon a time. Can't you friggin' read? A peasant man is running through the famous Irish forest, Griffith Park, and is stopped by a magic collar around his neck. What do you know? It's everybody's least favorite leprechaun, taking his Ren Fair costume out for a spin. The dude, William O'Day, is apparently the leprechaun's slave, and his dirty attire gives this movie its one reference to Lep's shoe fetish from the original.
That's it?
Yep, that's it. No
that's
more
it?
fucking Leps in this one. Lep's excited because it's St. Patrick's Day, which is also his birthday, and he's turning 1,000, which is the day he claims a bride. Wait a minute, didn't you say you were 600 years old in the last one?
I'm 600 years old.
The Leprechaun's conditions for wifing up,
but he was 1,000
his crush to sneeze
way
3
back
times
then.
without getting God blessed. And once he's a bachelor no more, William will be free of his
Is that
servitude.
why
I guess
people
you could
say
call
that?
this the emancipation.
I think that's it.
But Willy Boy finds himself in quite the pickle while he and Lep are pretending they're in an 80s sex comedy, because Lep reveals that his top seed wife is Will's daughter.
And we are to be related.
Oh God, Lep is your son-in-law? That guy's such a dick, though.
I'll be gentle with her on our wedding night.
Aw, see? Yeah, he'd probably say shit like that at Thanksgiving. Leprechaun gets the allergens a-blowing, and it's 1, 2, 3 sneezes, you're out at the...
God bless you, my child.
Oh, Nolan boy. Marriage stolen right out from under Lep's nasty nose.
Wow.
So that Gesundheist, Lep lifts Will in the air and annoys him.
But couldn't he just do it without him there?
You thought you could outsmart me, the genius of Killarney.
Nobody calls him that, Lep. He also
magic
says that in 1,000
like
years, he's gonna wife up a descendant of Will's as revenge. Then he breaks Will's neck, meaning as of now, Leprechaun has killed 3 people out of 5 by breaking their necks. That's not a horror movie villain, it's an amateur chiropractor. Will's daughter finds his body and leads us into the title card with the most insane scream I've ever seen. This
it's
is
like
the
she just
face
stepped
of a
on a
woman
Lego.
looked into the eyes of oblivion. The opening credits play over an Ancestry.com page on Will's lady descendants. My favorite detail is definitely that as soon as they got to the US, they became flappers. That's dope. And the last is this chick, Bridget, who lives in Los Angeles and is just the worst. She's dating Cody, this 90s boy who's currently trying to sell a haunted tour of the city to a killer ice cream man and Lucy from Twin Peaks. She's super into it, but he's more skeptical.
I am not scared. You can wait for her at this really cute ice cream parlor right down the block.
Hey, I came to Hollywood to escape work, kid.
Back
Loads
when
up his
people would like
passengers and then
go
just
to
fucking
Hollywood.
leaves them in the hearse while he walks down the street with his shitty girlfriend, and while he's in this apartment looking for the driver. This is less professional than the haunted tour and Hatchet. The driver he's looking for is his drunk uncle and legal guardian, Mortimer. And Drunkle Morty is also the fucking worst. Actor Sandy Barron is sure giving it his all, but the stock character he's playing, the glad-handing, always scamming drunk guy, is always just so grating.
Wait, he's a
Morty's
driver and he's
shtick is that
drinking.
always
That's
trying
not.
to sell
Don't do
shares
that.
of his hearse tours.
You can turn death into dollars.
Oh, hey, that's my business model, too. Also, his name is Morty, but he acts way more like a Rick. By which I mean this dude is one self-destructive alcoholic.
I am as dry as can be.
Oh, Rick and Morty.
Yeah, he's about as dry as Sally Hawkins swimming with the sexy fish man. So Cody realizes he'll have to give the tour himself, which is gonna delay his go-kart date with Bridget. And she is pissed about it. What, you mad this dude's on the grind,
that
bro?
is not a good
Anything,
look.
Just get mad at his shitty evil laugh. She's so pissy that she even sabotages this tour, even though it's his goddamn job.
You gave me the wrong card.
Oh, did I?
Grow the fuck up, Bridget. Plans change. That's life. Cody stops the tour at the go-kart place, where Bridget huffs inside
was that like a
and immediately
Hardee's?
starts flirting with the guy who works there, Ian, as a way to get back at Cody for, again, maintaining his source of income. Ian's work ethic
I know,
is much
right?
more her speed.
Let's get down to the track.
Don't you have to work?
Not if you're here. I can get someone to cover for me.
Clearly this guy is unreliable and flaky. Have higher standards, Bridget. Meanwhile, a vagrant is making himself at home next to a solid-looking tree. But careful, guy, looks like that tree came from Killarney. And I heard that place has a real obnoxious self-styled genius. The trip across the pond must have left the street thirsty as hell, as it downs this dude's liquor like it's racing to win Edward 40 hands. The tree trunk cracks open, and Leprechaun makes his big entrance into the modern era, drinking tree back
So is the
from that
first
liquor
one
bottle.
Blended
It has nothing to do with.
whiskey is Irish whiskey.
I guess Lep's a nationalist. The vagrant's gold tooth catches the eye of nasty Leppy boy, who goes to claim it as his own.
But what happened to the well?
You may feel some pain. 'Tis a pity I forgot me Novocaine.
Not sure he would know what Novocaine
What a-
is, but he
what
rips
a
out
riddle.
the tooth with sadistic glee. Real proud of himself there. And even gives the poor homeless dude a Canadian blend rinse before he lets him run off into the night. Then he strolls into town and uses a magic stick to point him in the direction of his bride. He also puts in a real effort to meet his shitty one-liner quota after ripping this dude's finger off for his gold ring.
Finger looking good.
Oh, I'm sorry, what was that? That's what I thought you said.
Okay,
Cody listens to some royalty-free emo music while flipping through pictures of him and Bridget together.
Yeah, no, that's accurate. That's how I would describe that, actually. That's
And then
perfect,
he
James.
sees her and Ian in his TV? What?
Bridget?
Whatever, at least that music stopped. Here, let's watch Morty be a shit some more.
31 minutes, it's free.
Oh, yeah, they stopped doing
Man, I
that.
hate that guy. Cody must hate him too, because before the scene can have any point to it at all, he pieces out to go win back Bridget. Doesn't look like he has to worry about Ian though, because after Bridget wants to call it a night, Ian tries to leverage some chili dogs for a beach or something.
I took the whole night off for you. And what about those chili dogs?
His whiny nice guy act wins him an elbow to the gut, and things only get worse for him when he suddenly hears Bridget calling him back into the garage with a suspiciously magical voice.
Maybe I could make it up to you?
After taking off her body double's top, Bridget invites Ian to go to town. But Lep's in the corner watching, and I don't think it's because he's a perv. I mean, he's totally a perv.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
The reason
Look
he's
at
watching
him.
is because Ian's under a spell. See, that's not Bridget. It's a crazy double spinning blade of death. And thus Ian is killed in a motorboating accident. Although we don't get to see it on screen because, you know, budget. Instead, we just get a silhouette and a blood splatter. I don't know, maybe a Lep one-liner will make it better?
Was it as good for you as it was for me?
No, now it's worse. Leprechaun always makes stuff worse. Cody gets to Bridget's house and we're treated to some of the room level acting.
This is a surprise.
And
I can never stay mad at you.
should I be listening to
what
your
is that
words
face?
or your face?
Yeah, the
Your
face does not
was
sell
pretty
it.
bad, dude. Lep crawls in the window and gets straight to work fixing up nasal irritants. He gets 1 sneeze, 2 sneeze, and on 3 sneeze, Cody tries to God bless her, only to get a phone cord magically wrapped around his neck. Lep reveals himself, earning another insane.
You should definitely do that for the first,
Cody
second,
down with some
and
pots
third.
and pans. Haha, pothead. Then he throws a golden collar around Bridget's neck and drags her over to him so he can kiss the bride. Bridget spills his pot of gold and a single coin rolls into Cody's hand. Lep disappears with the last and leaves Cody screaming like a mist monster's got him. Dude, you've got a gold coin and Lep got rid of Bridget. That's a double win. Leprechaun takes Bridget
Just a single
to his
gold
Lost Boys
coin now?
treehouse crib. I mean the Peter Pan Lost Boys, not the Corey Haim Lost Boys.
It's awful.
Actually, Bridget, this place is pretty dope. He rolls her up into a little Bridget burrito and gives her a golden shower while talking about all the nasty Lep babies.
I don't think that's what that means.
When he suddenly realizes that he's missing a shilling.
I must have it back!
Oh, you want the mood-swingy husbands, huh? Before he leaves to find it, he gives Bridget a very drooly kiss and leaves her a sexy red dress. Anything for his princess.
But she's in a
To convince
burrito.
Morty that a leprechaun is behind all this, Cody shows his drunkle the gold coin. So they look up leprechauns in their paper-based Wikipedia-like artifact and learn all sorts of shit that I'm sure we already know from the first one.
Both leprechauns and fairies can only be harmed by wrought iron.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Raw
You mean
iron.
4-leaf clovers, right? Before they can get a
Raw
fact check
iron?
on that, Lep shows up and bitch smacks Morty to the ground. In turn, Morty knocks a bookshelf over on the little man. Then he and Cody
be
climb
fine.
out onto the fire escape. Lep tries to follow, only to get stopped by the bars on the window. What? That wrought iron thing was real?
See what happened when he touched the bars?
Rod iron or raw iron?
Why is everyone acting like that's a normal thing for leprechauns? Cody and Morty go to the bar, and in the bathroom,
Why?
Cody runs into Tony Cox.
Yo, man, want me go?
I don't know if Mr. Cox was experimenting with any substances that day, or if director Flender told him his character was an alien trying to be human, but this performance is just fucking bizarre.
Is he just supposed to
Cody
be
takes
like
the chocolate gold coin from
acting
him
like
and runs
he's
away,
a leprechaun?
surely rattled by the extraterrestrial he just encountered. Cody gets back to the bar where the leprechaun is waiting for him and Morty.
Have I mentioned that I want me go?
Oh yeah, man, only like 40 times in the past.
Yeah, he's kind of
Morty's big
obsessed
idea
with
to get
gold.
the Lep off their case is to challenge him to a drinking contest, which the leprechaun accepts.
Drink what you want. Drink what you're able. If you're drinking with me, you'll be under the table.
Seems to me with
Will
that body
you?
mass, he's just asking for alcoholic leprechaun.
Literally.
Bottoms up, I guess. To be fair to Morty, this does get the leprechaun drunk AF. But at least he's still acting more normal than Tony Cox.
You're
Who?
my hero,
Oh,
homie.
the guy.
I'm 5,000.
Seriously, what is up with that guy? Warwick Davis
It's
acting like a
unsettling.
drunk leprechaun is actually legit funny, up to and including his failed attempt to float an ashtray over to use as a weapon. But when that fails, he's able to resort to manual head smash and runs away.
Why
Meanwhile,
didn't you just
Bridget's
do that to
been
begin
trying to
with?
escape captivity, but keeps getting foiled by magic and camera tricks. She stumbles upon a box hidden in the dirt floor, and when she opens it, she finds a couple of skunk Guinnesses and a whole bunch of other gaudy golden shit. She does get excited over an all.
Can't say I've ever had Guinness.
Wedding present for you when you get home.
Well, he is a shoemaker by trade, so that's actually a very thoughtful gift, Bridget. Good job. Drunk Lep is trying to sober up with black coffee,
but isn't it his
barista
own
Michael
thing?
McDonald wants him to get the fuck out so he can close up shop, thinking Lep is just some guy in a costume for St. Patrick's Day.
No.
Very good, we have a method actor.
I think Michael McDonald just gave the best performance in the entire franchise.
Boom, gotcha.
Haha, yeah, you did, dude. But Lep always thought Mad TV was garbage, so he attacks the
Mad
barista,
TV?
pinning his
Oh.
hands to the bar with some flatware, and then turns the
that
steamer
a
against
fork?
him, blowing it at his face and melting his skin while he
Okay,
screams
I don't
his
think they
lungs
get
out.
that
It's
hot.
actually a decently horrifying death, kind of reminiscent of the pogo stick.
Now
one in the
that
original.
might be
Rick and Morty break into the
blurred.
go-kart office since it's
Did they
the
say
only other
400
location
horsepower
we've seen.
Miata? I
They
beg your
break open
finest
the wrought
pardon.
iron
What?
safe to use as a leprechaun trap.
Somebody
Morty, of
LS
course,
swapped a
tries to be
Miata.
sleazy about it, the piece of shit. Go contribute something to society, man. He goes outside to get the hearse, where he's cuffed by a security guard since
Why?
they triggered a silent alarm. But Morty's able to somehow talk his way out of it,
How?
and then somehow
How do you-
knock the dude out with a single weak-looking punch. Justice will be served,
Okay.
though, because Lep shows up and starts wailing
Why?
on Morty with his cane like he's Andrew Jackson
more.
beating down a would-be assassin. Cody stops the attack by showing
I
that
don't
he
get
has a
that
gold
reference.
coin, which
Andrew
tricks
Jackson.
Lep into leaping through the doggy flap of the door, right into the wrought iron
Oh.
safe that he's then locked inside of. The
He didn't
iron
go
is
through the
sparking
glass?
and hurting the little fucker every time he touches it. Morty one-ups himself in the quest to be the world's most this repugnant human being by locking Cody in the broom closet so he can try to extort the leprechaun.
For more gold?
You're caught. You owe me 3 wishes.
Oh,
that's
geez,
not a genie.
This one up here.
It's a leprechaun, not a genie.
To have the leprechaun's gold. In a classic fairy tale twist, the Lep makes good on his wish in a painful way. The pot of gold materializes inside Morty's gut, and Lep tells him the only way he can help him is if he lets him out of the safe.
Do you wish me out of the safe?
Yes.
You'll have to open the door. It's wrought iron.
So he does.
Yeah.
Like, what else are you gonna do with a pot belly full of gold?
Your second wish has been granted.
Morty then fails to learn his lesson and is once again fatally non-specific when he makes his third wish.
I wish you to get it out of me.
Lep just uses his nasty claws to tear into Morty's gut and remove the pot of gold, fulfilling that third wish and disappearing from the crime scene. Hey, you know what though? I wished for Morty to not be in this movie a half hour ago, and it looks like Lep delivered, so I've got no complaints.
They're only an hour and 7 minutes into it.
Assumes he murdered his drunkle, but outside the go-kart office, Lep stops the arrest with another customized death card. This one's way more souped up than his barnyard battle bot from the first movie. Yo, Lep fucking loves
literally a
cars
go-kart
around. They need to put him in the next Mario Kart.
That is a go-kart.
The cop tries to shoot him down, but Lep sideswipes his leg out instead, then runs the dude over with a crash zoom in on his face. The kill is entirely off screen and only confirmed by the crunch we hear. Budget. For some reason, though,
what is the crunch? I want to hear it.
Cody, he goes right through him. Turns out he can't hurt him while Cody has the gold coin. Because Leprechaun movies are basically Calvin Ball and just make up rules on the spot.
Apparently, there's no.
Cody arms himself.
Nothing, no Clover.
You had your iron today?
Ugh. Back in his Lep cave, our verdant villain finds Bridget wearing the red dress he left her and trying to be all sexy. She wants to seduce this leprechaun as part of her master plan to stab him with that awl, which does absolutely nothing and pretty much negates her entire little captivity. Cool. Cody shows up to rescue his damsel in distress, but is attacked by homemade haunted maze decorations like bright green bugs, spooky skeleton bones.
Why are they that color?
That one, just thorns? A bunch of thorns? When he's finally able to locate Bridget, Lep appears in the lamest way imaginable.
Do what?
Why were you in a terracotta egg, dude? Bridget uses the broken awl to pick her way out of the collar, which she throws at Lep to reveal its newly bald head. Definitely had hair in the original. Cody and Bridget try to escape through every cave tunnel they can find, but they're stuck in a spatial loop, kind of like that scene from Dream Master, only
Dream Master.
That
was a couple
and after they do reunite, Bridget starts sounding like a real Neville Chamberlain, talking about giving the Lep what he wants and leaving the gold coin behind for him. When she makes out with our sexually repressed protagonist, he seemingly gives in and gives her the coin. But hate to tell you, dog, you just made out with a leprechaun.
You lose.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
He just kissed me fat boy Jeff. With his powers restored by the final gold coin, Lep is able to use his magic and stop Cody from attacking him with a wrought iron bar.
Okay.
Wait, really? I don't know. Is that a question?
It's over? It's really over?
Is the movie over?
I guess you're asking those things. But Cody pops up, very nice, and sticks the Lep with his wrought iron rod. Turns out the coin he gave him was chocolate, a plan inspired by one
because you can get hurt.
The wrought iron gets Lep twitching like the first drunk relative on a wedding reception dance floor. How would you even know that? Oh,
yeah, why would you know that?
Bridget. Yeah, that little leprechaun just blew the fuck up.
Also,
unlike the first movie, there's no narration at the end to imply he's still alive in some states.
Only an hour and 21 minutes long.
The movie ends with Cody getting rid of the gold coin
Why?
and kissing the real Bridget.
That's it's immunity.
He's always gonna be wondering if that's a Lep he's swapping spit with. With the leprechaun counting this time, did the sequel manage to surpass the original in kills? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
Because 6 is bigger than... He stepped on a Lego.
6 people died in Leprechaun 2, so I guess it beat out the first one, whether you include Lep or not. All 6 of the victims were male, although one was a leprechaun. So let's have a little green wedge in the pie chart.
Oh, nice.
That's fun.
Just that a little bit of,
runtime of 85 minutes, that gives us a kill on average every
14.17
minutes. I'll give the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Michael McDonald. Ian's death was memorable, but it was off screen. The steamer kill had the best effects of the movie. Plus, you know I love it when people are killed in ways that relate to their occupations. Dull Machete for Lane's kill goes to William O'Day.
That might be the reason why this video is age restricted.
Kills with another broken neck. Lep, you're freaking magical. You need to find more fun ways to
I know, he's a
1,000-year-old
leprechaun.
Came out in 1994, a year after the original was released, and proved to be such a disappointment at the box office that the remaining
these were in theaters.
What? Releases. Shame, since Leprechaun 3 is way better than this one. We'll look at that next week.
Yep. Patrons get a day early. Couldn't do this without them. I read all your comments. Leave them down below.
Thank a couple of patrons like Frank Lowe and SHT Cakes. Leprechaun 2 is one of the worst movies.
And like I said, I might
but it's funny watching the
put them all together and make a super long video.
I
might try that.
A lot of the things they were talking about reminded me of real low budget student films I made in college. So you know what? Props to them for getting this thing done on such a low budget and in like 5 months. All right. See you later.
That is really impressive. So. We'll do, I guess, Leprechaun 3 and Leprechaun 4 in space next week. Yeah, no, that's definitely an experience. A lot of people were saying they're going to rewatch, the Leprechaun series before I got caught up to this. And, Leprechaun and all that fun stuff is this is certainly a franchise of all time. I'm surprised they haven't brought it back. When was the last release? 2014. Okay. Wow. They made a lot of these. They made 7 of them, I guess 6 and then a remake, but I really look forward to watching more of this. I really hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope I made just tiny little bit better. Also, I should be live stream today at 5 p.m. playing some Devil May Cry 1. Getting really close to the end of that, actually, for the very first time, and then we'll move on to Devil May Cry 2, which a lot of people tell me not to play. But I also look forward to reading your comments, and I hope you have a wonderful rest today. Hopefully I made it a little bit better. But until next video, take care, and cue the music.
We were